Na kusalimu mtazamaji wa Real Time Media, habari ya jioni. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Ni wakati mwingine mzuri ambao Bwana ametupa jioni ili tuweze kuwa pamoja katika show ya siku ya leo. Huwa nakwambia kwamba hapa ni Real Time Media, a house of hope and blessing. Unatupata katika social media platform. Ukienda pale Facebook utatupata Real Time Media, ukienda pale YouTube Real Time Media KE, ukienda pale TikTok Real Time Media KE. You can follow our Facebook page, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel na uweze kutupatia thumbs up. Katika studio zetu niliwaahidi ya kwamba nitakuwa nawaletea mgeni ambaye atakuwa anatufundisha kuhusu hali ya ushuru, na last time aliweza kuwa pamoja nasi katika studio na leo ameweza kuwasili tena. Yeah.
To clarify, to make things
more easier.
Yeah.
To the common mwananchi.
So we expect even in our discussion.
Yes.
We look it from a layman's side.
Yes.
We have quite a number of consultants.
Yes.
Educated people who can really explain very well. But we want to go down.
Yes.
As the theme of our government.
Yes.
Bottom up.
Bottom up to the Wanjiko.
Yes. So the question about VAT.
Yes.
VAT is a tax. There was a question whether it's a tax or is it a cost. But VAT is a tax as per the Income VAT Act 2013.
Okay.
If you want to learn more about VAT, you can actually download in your you go to KRA website.
Yes.
It gives us a description of what VAT is, the law that guides the VAT.
Yes.
And again, we cannot mention about all these type of taxes without not mentioning the law.
Yes.
Because these are creation of law.
Yes.
Law come up with something, and we need to know law is it's a regulation, it's a set of rules that govern a society. So in Kenya, they enacted a law for VAT. And it is in it is actually Act 2013.
Act 2013.
Yes.
Okay.
There is schedule number 1, 2, 3, all the way. They explain every bit. Now, VAT is a tax. It's
Yes.
an element of tax on sale of a product or service. And I'd like we do with an explanation, like if this pen.
Yes.
When you are selling this pen,
Yes.
the law requires that you put a tax on it. In this case, it is 16%.
Yes.
But not to everybody. So when you become a VAT registered, you become like an agent of the government. The government give you the permission to add a cost.
Yes.
So that you can keep that money for the government. You become an agent. You are collecting money on behalf of the government.
Okay.
When you are selling a product or a service.
Yes.
And again, it's good to say that this tax, before we go to eligibility, who should and who should not.
Yes.
When you charge that 16%,
yes,
you're supposed to keep the record for what you have sold by 20th of the following month. So you are given a time frame to stay with the government money. Then you go and submit that tax on 20th of every month. Every month. But before now, to avoid confusion.
Yes.
Tax. And I would like somebody also to come and give us more explanation on it, or maybe challenge.
Yes.
VAT is a revolving, it's a tax that actually revolves itself. Because it gives you a loan for those people who are registered.
Yes.
It's a revolving tax. It's a revolving cost.
Yes.
When you sell a product with the VAT, and the government is telling you, you have corrected VAT for us, pay us, the law again allow you, if you had bought those items from a registered taxpayer,
then
you claim. That's why VAT has elements. We are going to study which elements are there in VAT. We have sales itself. That sales, when you add 16%, that 16% of that sales becomes sales output. So you sold goods worth 100,000.
Yes.
You have actually all of them are taxable because
Yes.
there are those items which are not taxable and others which are taxable. We are now talking of a taxable item. So if you sold 100,000 and all of them were taxable, it means the VAT output, the tax that you are supposed to give to the government is 16,000, which is 16% of 100,000.
Yes.
Now, the law now give you a room to go again deduct any tax you paid. When you are buying that item, you bought it from somewhere.
Yes.
If where you bought is that person is registered VAT,
Yes.
you maintain that receipt.
Yes.
You come and claim.
Because that person had paid the VAT.
Yes. When you claim the difference that you get, maybe you had bought goods worth 80,000.
Yes.
16% of 80,000, you come and remove from 16,000. You pay the difference to the government.
Okay. Okay.
Now, why I say it's a revolving,
Yes.
something like it revolve. The person you have sold those items, if that person is also again registered in VAT, because it's a chain,
He will also claim.
you also go and claim.
Yes.
So it's a tax which is
Revolving.
it's a revolving tax. A different part of our discussion, which is not part of this,
Yes.
but is very, very important. I saw the Minister for Treasury, I think yesterday. He has said that we have come to realize.
Yes.
I want to say the act was done in, I think, 2013.
Yes.
10 down the line, that's when they are coming to realize. That's why I told you last time,
Yes.
law is
Yes.
dynamic.
Yes, it can change depending with
Regulations
the government.
are dynamic.
Yes.
Not even the government, even the individuals. Now they want to charge bread. Bread is not vatable. It is not in the column. It is not under the category of chargeable items. Bread was non-vatable. Milk was non-vatable. All through. But now I have said, we have realized. We are tunakosea the poor. So we add tax on it. So bread, I don't know how much is going now for that 50, 55 or 60.
65, 60.
The ordinary Kenyans.
Yes, the ordinary, the 400 grams bread.
So now they are going to add 16% on it, so we expect the cost of the bread to go up. Now you know why.
Yes.
From the professional point of view, I will support what they are saying because you see, this VAT, the government make a budget. When they are making the budget, they make annual budget.
Yes.
They do what we call prediction.
Yes.
They estimate how much are we going to get from VAT. How much are we likely to get from this? How much likely are we to get from the other side of the tax? Why I say this tax is revolving, it's you cannot track it. The government has a problem to understand, and that thing I'm 100% sure. I don't know, I'm not very sure, but the policy maker in the Treasury,
Yes.
the Kenya Revenue Authority, they're asking, there is something we call tax refund, VAT refund.
Yes.
What is VAT refund? And I don't want to jump. I'm trying to explain this issue of why it is a revolving
Tax cost.
And you may end up the government losing more in VAT. Because there is somebody who is claiming, I said there is output and input.
An input.
The organization which has a very huge input.
Yes.
Because they are producing products which are not vatable.
Not vatable. So they will be claiming a lot of money.
Yeah, they are selling non-vatable products. But the inputs or the raw materials for making those products are vatable.
So the government will be the loser.
Definitely. Because by the end of the auditor will come and say you have
Yes.
a tax refund. You need to be refunded by the government. And the government won't refund you. Because the law, that's what the law says.
They will have to refund.
So they have been having a headache
Yes.
in the fund of VAT. That's why I say it's a revolving cost. It's a revolving tax. So you give so much to the government.
Yes.
Then you also see another significant
Yes.
claim. You are to refund us this money. So when now the minister come and say we are going to charge milk and bread and the other items, there are quite a number of things which are not vatable. It's because they want to reduce that main refund there. So by the end of the day, the government must achieve its objective. So we were on that issue of what is VAT.
Yes.
And I think I've explained the element of VAT, which is input and output and sales.
Yes.
And now the tax due. Because after you do all the calculation, there is that tax payable to the government.
Tax payable.
It's still an element. Sometimes it becomes negative. So when it becomes a negative, we call it credits.
Credits.
So it is a credit which is actually, you push it to the next month. So that is VAT according to me.
Yes.
Without further going deep to as per the act. I said if you want to understand better, there is a very good explanation.
Yes.
The only part I wanted to be an issue of debate is it a revolving tax or is it a tax? To me, it's a tax that goes mzunguko.
Yes.
You pay here, someone claim. So what is the net value the government gets? So by the end of the day, and it's good to mention,
Yes.
when you see the government coming with a policy of ETIMS, electronic tax invoice management, it's because they want to change the way things. There is a big paradigm shift. There are a lot of things which are changing in this country, both digital and administration.
Yes.
And the reason why they are changing
Yes.
is because there is a political will. There is a goodwill from the government. And they have given them implement, because all those things were actually done.
Yes.
The issue problem was the implementation.
Yeah.
So going way forward, they are going to catch up.
Yes.
With any unnecessary claim, because we accountants sometimes we go and claim unnecessary inputs.
Yes, there are so many claims that are unnecessary.
Yes, so that is the VAT.
Yes, challenges.
VAT has had challenges.
Yes.
From day one. Long time ago, we used to do it manual.
Yes.
Manual, it had no any control. You could not know whether it is true because we were filling in a paper.
Yes.
Then we were given a booklet.
Yes.
There was a booklet which was like an exercise book with the serial number. So you fill this one. So yeah, you take one there.
Yes.
One is stamped. It becomes your record.
Yeah, you keep in your file.
Yeah.
Yes.
They also noted. That's why I say there is a lot of change. There are things which are happening. We call it paradigm shift. They are improving an item by an item, day by day.
Yes.
And it's very important. So the challenge of VAT, there are people who have no problem, but there are people who have problems. If you're buying items which are not taxable, and the government is expecting, or the law, let me not use the word government, the law require you, you charge VAT. So you buy meat here from wherever, Kiamaikos or wherever.
Yes.
Then you have a hotel, you come in, you cook.
Yes.
Then when you are selling, the law will tell you everything you are selling because you're already an agent. You're already registered.
You should charge VAT.
Everything. You have nothing to claim. So how do you now pay all that money to the government?
It is a lot of money.
Because that is a charge. That's a direct charge to hotels. I remember I engaged the Hotel Association.
Yes.
And we wanted them to make a proposal for hotels to be considered in making the returns for VAT.
Yes.
Because of the economic and the market. Because the market dictates how much you should sell a product.
Yes.
There are people who are your neighbors. They are not registered with VAT. So when they are selling, they will sell at their own margin. Maybe they put 30% of the margin. If I bought 200, maybe I put 30%, I sell it 260, for example.
Yes.
And that person is not registered. Then your neighbor here,
yes,
you are registered. You are expected to add now 16% on your margin. So that also you make a profit.
So you find that most of the customer will learn to the other person, the person who is not registered.
Yes. And you want to be in business.
Yes.
So you must look for a way to cheat. So there is almost a very big cheat in hotels until maybe like, there are those big hotels which don't mind on the price.
Yes.
Because by the end of the day, they have put in that our customer must come, whether we are expensive or not.
So they are the middle class and the low class hotels.
So that is one of the challenge.
Yes.
And that one I'm directing to the hotels. Maybe the government may think in future to consider.
Yes.
But I know currently they have an answer for that, because they're also telling everybody who is selling to go in e-teams. So they will tell you, don't ever buy anything, even greens, even burger.
Yes, Mama Boga.
Don't buy anything which does not have e-teams. You'll be safer.
Yes.
To some extent. And that's why they want to put everybody, even what we are doing, even us, accounting and our services and whatever we are doing.
Yes.
We are told to always raise an invoice on e-teams so that it is registered there. It is known. So that challenge, one challenge for the hotels industry.
Yes.
The other challenge is for the contractors and the big businesses, people who are, you get a tender, you're supplying to the government. They law say that you raise tax invoice on delivery. On
delivery.
So if you deliver services to the government or to any institution, that tax become due after on 20th
of every month.
Then this person does not pay you in time.
That is a very big challenge.
Where do you get money to pay the government?
You'll be penalized.
You'll be penalized. So that's a challenge. It has been there. It was there even in Nakumatt. I was engaged. I was actually involved in Nakumatt issue. The county government, they ran away with a lot of money for some of the contractors.
Yes.
Those contractors had VAT. So you find this element of the VAT can also make you cross the business.
Yes.
Because the government will come and say, you sold this to them.
Yes.
You have not paid us.
They will not understand that maybe you are not paid.
So that is a challenge.
Yes.
And I'm sure it is taken on notice, because there was that discussion.
Yes.
Another challenge of the VAT is I said about the cash flow.
Yes.
Because VAT dictates that this money you must pay on 20th. For those business people who don't have good accountants, when you make a mistake in budgets, when you receive money and you think it is yours, you may end up by the time you are supposed to pay tax, you don't have the money. So that is an issue of cash flow.
Yes.
But for the companies or organizations which
are well organized, they have their accounting in order. Yes.
They put in a budget.
Yes.
This money is not mine. This money belongs to the government. So the issue of the cash flow is there. I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it. I have worked for so many people, and sometimes when we do the VAT and we tell them this is how much you're supposed to pay, sometimes I look at the value of tax to pay versus what the company is going through. You are not able to pay salaries. You have not even paid rent. And then I'm going to tell the directors or the owner of the company to pay 5 million VAT. So automatically there must be a cheat.
Yes.
And I think that is what the government want to remove, so that people can be clearly paying only what is due to them.
Yes.
That's why the issue of the e-teams. E-teams means electronic tax management system.
Yes.
That's why it's coming.
And
so they are tightening boards.
Yes. Yeah. Should I ask, which are some of the examples of the products that are not VATable?
If you go to that Act, VAT Act 2013, Schedule first schedule, it's the one which starts with the non-vertible goods.
Okay.
Medical items.
Yes.
They are not supposed to be charged VAT.
Mm-hmm.
Things like bread, they were under that category. And I'm sure now ukisikia wameongea, expect it.
Very soon utasikia mkate imepanda.
We don't know how long it will take, lakini lisemwaro lipo
na kama alipo raja.
Kama alipo raja. So it will be there.
Yes.
So there are items, quite a number, but they are reducing slight pole. So almost everybody, everything might end up to be in the VAT bracket.
Okay.
It might be in the VAT bracket. Because there is a reason for that. Like now when the minister was talking, because I listened to him.
Yes.
He was actually in that consideration. And there is something here very interesting.
Yes.
About tax. You see, tax is a law.
Yes.
It's a regulation.
Yes.
If you go to the Bible, the Old Testament,
yes,
it has mentioned the issue of taxes 23 times.
23 times.
As oppressive.
Old Testament.
Yes.
I'll have to write that to our viewers.
23 times.
Yes.
That one is according to our learned fellas.
Yes.
23 times it is defined as an oppressive. It's pressed. It's a I don't know when you give exerting pressure or demand. And then that's now where we are in Kenya.
Yes.
Tax can be oppressive. It can be, it can be an estimate.
Yes.
Because you see, in Old Testament they say it is 23 times, and that 3 times mentioned as an estimate. In the New Testament it's mentioned 5 times.
In the New Testament?
That's according to disclaimer. Whatever we are saying,
yes,
we're quoting from somewhere else.
We'll have to do more research on that. But we are Bible scholars. That one I'll have to do.
But see, now, the most important thing is here.
Yes.
Every time when you say, it's called when administrative burden,
yes,
increases.
Yes.
Expect an oppressive tax regime.
Come again. When?
Administrative burden.
What does it mean?
The cost of learning something.
Okay. Yes.
If you enlarge your business, if you start buying big cars and enlarging the business, expect the burden to raise. So expect to demand more revenue.
Yes.
The same thing to the government, because all taxes we are talking about here, even this discussion, is to help the government learn.
Yes.
In Constitution 2010, when we were enacting the 2010 Constitution,
yes,
the big guys who are the politicians, led by Raila Odinga,
yes,
and Mwai Kibaki, fortunately or unfortunately, our current president was against. They said, we want to have 47 counties.
Yes.
So it's like telling Kenya, marry more wife. So Kenya got about 47 wives. We have 47 counties. So we had we have to put governors,
yes,
senators, MCAs, member of parliament. They went to I don't know how many now.
Build parliaments and everything.
So the cost, the administrative cost to run a government went up. That burden,
yes,
is the one I'm talking, administrative
burden. I get you now.
So that burden has to be shared. We
yes,
talk of, let's share stress. We share stress with you.
Yes.
Don't share stress alone.
Yes.
So I was talking about the issue of you asked me those tax items which are vertable and unvertable.
Yes.
And why we are paying taxes and why more are coming.
Yes.
And why it looks like there is oppression. It's because of that administrative.
So the government needs a lot of money to run the government.
Yes.
So they have to look every other way to get this money.
Yes.
And it is only through tax.
Yes.
Because last time you told us that the government only mostly make money through taxes.
Definitely.
Okay.
And also, if they can be able to tax oxygen,
they will tax.
they will tax.
Yes.
And that's one of the biggest. You see, this is the time of COVID.
Yes.
Do you know how much people made out of to get gas? No, oxygen.
That oxygen, a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
They'll go, and I heard also the commissioner.
Yes.
Commissioner Simiu. When he was in TV, Citizen TV.
Yes.
He was saying, "We'll go every corner. We will look for everywhere," and they are doing that.
Yes.
And they must win.
So people must be ready.
The only thing, although we are out of the topic, but it's part of it.
Yes.
Because he said we cannot talk about tax without talking the law
Yes.
and the governance.
And the governance.
Government.
Yes.
We cannot, because they intermarry. It's a product of another.
Yes.
The issue of getting taxes from every side, we said the law, tax, it was actually described as oppressive.
Yes.
Oppressive. In Leviticus, there is a phrase where we said we want they were to do valuation of the slave.
Yes.
The slave, those are the poor. You see, we are in Hasura government.
Hasura nation.
And they know. You know, one of the biggest headache is how they can be able to reach the sector, this sector, informal sector.
Informal sector.
There is a lot of money in informal sector.
The Juakari.
There is a lot of money. There is a lot of
now the challenge is to get into them.
How?
Yes.
How do we get
very
now?
difficult.
It's very difficult, but they are getting there.
But I heard even another day in one of the TV, they are trying to say that all these mjengo, the fundis and the watu wa mkono, they must be registered with NCA. They'll be getting a badge or a kind of an ID, so that anytime they'll come to those construction sites,
yes,
they'll be checking whether they have those badges.
Oh wow! Let's say this.
Yes.
I have not heard of that.
Yes, it is there.
But let me say this, because we are talking. Actually, we are discussing.
Yes,
It's like we are not all that educating, but we are trying to understand.
Yes.
When the government decides to do something, there is a political will. There is a parliament which is ready to support.
Yes, the initiatives of the government.
Now you have noted of late.
Yes.
The court has changed slightly. There was a case in 2018 about whether the government can be able to access your bank account.
Yes.
Your M-Pesa account.
Yes.
It was frozen.
Yes.
But now, after looking in the bigger picture, because they look the bigger picture, if we don't support the structures of our government, and that is the lawyers argued, if you don't support the government,
yes,
we will suffer, all of us.
Yes.
Because when you don't help this government,
yes,
you borrow.
Yes.
And we are running away from borrowing.
And when they borrow, we will repay.
So now ARI have
the support.
They have a legal backup.
Yes.
To access your bank account.
What? Okay.
It's loaded. They know it now. They have a tool. The only thing now they don't have, according to the CMU, is they have not actually bought that software to integrate the bank. I don't know whether they have it, because by the time he was talking, it's like they were not ready to put that software so that they can be able to access. If you give them problem, they access your bank account, so they will be able to tell how much you have.
Yes.
So this thing is shifting. When we say paradigm shift, there are people even who are now hiding money. They don't want to put money to the bank.
Yes, they will use
kuna
cash.
Kesi ya EACC.
Yes.
Corruption, huyu mwenye alishikwa liwadhika. Nyumba kwake kulipatikana 4.2 cash money. So when we talk of the VAT,
yes,
and I think we have actually gone out of the topic.
Yes.
And I also think it's important for our viewers. VAT challenge, we call it an unnecessary. It's a challenge of actually cash flow. People are really under declaring sales.
Okay.
So that you can be able to balance
yes,
your figure by the end of day.
Now, who is eligible?
Eligible for VAT according to the Act 2013
Yes.
is anybody who is making turnover of above 5 million.
Above 5 million annually.
Yes.
Is eligible to pay VAT.
To be registered.
To be registered.
To be registered.
Okay.
That's according to the law. But of late, for those people who are moving with the changes,
yes,
they are not even encouraging people to be registered with VAT. They have conditions. Before they were actually like forcing you to register. Right now, for you to register, they have to look, you have to answer questions. Reason being, the more many register, the more cheats. And you see, when you are saying these taxes are evolving,
yes,
it's evolving,
yes,
you know, an end user
yes,
does not pay, does not claim that tax. When you go and buy something in supermarket,
yes,
you throw that receipt.
yes.
But when you have so many people registered, you buy here, you claim it. You buy here, so it's become like.
Yes, I also understand. Maybe in America, somebody was saying that when they are claiming this tax, they have a lot of money.
Yes.
Because everybody will come with all the receipts and then claim all this money.
Yes.
And they have paying tax so much.
So horrors.
The government.
So, and they're strategic, because
yes,
there was a department, I was told it is called the Business Intelligence Unit, which
yes,
was actually set up in Times Tower. Their work was just to analyze how business work. And where we are going, we need to be prepared.
Yes.
We need to tell our people, especially the business people.
Yes.
The only way is to know what is happening and what is likely to happen, so you prepare yourself.
Yes.
Do the right thing, put up proper records.
Yes.
And make sure you have all the supporting documents.
Yes.
And file, use a professional to file your returns.
Yes.
And to do accounts for you. Because that unit knows. Even when you are, you know, initially you used to go to present cases to KRA and they could listen. Right now they even know. They know before you tell them.
Before you tell them, they can.
And sometimes they are having. I have a case I'm presenting actually in,
yes,
today.
Yes.
Today. No, yesterday.
Yes.
And today is the one I was telling I had a lot of headache because there was no electricity in our place.
Yes.
But you tell this person, they start laughing. So they have not answered the question, so they start laughing. Because they already know. They have the data. They have a picture.
And that is what they want now to do to everybody.
Yes. So when they laugh, you know, when they laugh, when you go to they start laughing. So you were saying about the eligibility. Eligibility is anybody who is above 18, who is making above 5 million. And is selling vatable items.
Vatable items, okay, okay.
So if you are not selling vatable items, you don't have you are not supposed, you are not eligible.
Okay.
Yes, because why are you registering for VAT and what you are selling does not require you other tax? Yes.
I get you. Now, because of time, I know my producer is telling me that time is not in our side. What is tax invoice?
A tax invoice, when you sell an item,
yes,
you're supposed to issue an invoice. An invoice or a receipt is a proof of a transaction.
Yes.
Because VAT is based on transaction.
Yes.
And transaction is when I do something between me and another person. That's transaction.
Yes.
So you're supposed to raise an invoice.
Yes.
Currently, they have strictly, before we were talking of electronic tax receipt, ETLs, but now they have shifted from that one, they are coming to eTIMS. So there's some saying that you must generate eTIMS tax invoice from the system. So you must register on eTIMS.
Okay.
eTIMS is the one we are calling electronic tax management system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's say you are doing a business with vatable items, and now you have stopped that business. Would you would you stop paying VAT, or can you deregister?
That is now the registration side.
Yes.
The registration of VAT when you go below maybe the threshold that you are talking about, or maybe you die, or maybe you close the business.
Yes.
You are supposed to notify the commissioner in writing You're supposed to tell him I was doing this one, but you must be clean. You must have actually paid all your dues.
Yes.
You notify the commissioner.
Yes.
And the commissioner will start the procedure.
Yes.
Of now checking the issues.
Yes.
But they'll tell you before we will receive information from us,
yes.
continue filing nil return to avoid penalties.
Okay.
Yes.
So there is a possibility that when you stop selling goods that are VATable,
yes.
you can be deregistered.
Yes.
Wow. I think our listeners, we are trying to educate you so that you will not find yourself in a problem.
From verse 1
yes.
up to 13 Apple, it clearly say we obey the government.
Sure, sure.
We support the government. And it's also a very interesting verse that government, it does not wish us bad things.
Sure.
It's for our good.
Yes.
And you say that those who disobey, they are punished.
Yes.
And that's why they are doing all that doing for us. And finally, opportunity, they just say that, and that's why you pay taxes to your government. That is in the book of Romans.
Chapter 13.
Yes. So remove the wall.
Yes.
Remove the fear.
Yes.
Remove the issue of between a taxpayer and a taxman.
Yes.
So that everybody is free.
Yes.
Because Kenyans are not refusing to pay you tax.
Yes.
Kenyans are willing to file and to pay tax.
Yes.
So those are the words I will say if there can be that relationship, it can only be brought by the public relationship between the government and the Kenyan citizen.
Yes.
It will look more, it will be more clear.
Yes.
And people will be able to submit to their authority well.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Romans chapter 13 from verse 1 to about verse 13, it talks about governance. We should respect the government because the government, the sword that they carry is to punish those who do bad. So we want to be the best, we want to do what is right.
And also it's good to mention, I think you could have mentioned.
Yes.
VAT we have just talked about maybe 10%.
10%.
10% of it.
So we can continue next time.
Even if we don't continue,
yes,
it's important that we've been mentioning the key areas.
Those are like the key areas.
The key areas.
Yes.
So it's good our viewer to know whatever we have mentioned about VAT.
Yes.
It's less than 20% of the whole of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is Real Time Media, a house of hope and blessing. You can find us through our social media platform. When you go to Facebook, you shall follow Real Time Media, YouTube Real Time Media KE, TikTok Real Time Media KE, and you shall have this and many more. We shall be together next week, God willing. I'm wishing you a good evening. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Thank you very much.